Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into something really central to Buddhism, one of its three treasures, actually. We're talking about the community of believers known as the Sangha. You could say it's the living, breathing heart of the faith. I mean, think about it. How does any tradition stick around for over 2,500 years, especially across all these different cultures and languages? Well, as we're about to find out, it's not just about a set of ideas or a philosophy. It's really about the fellowship.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the basics. What exactly is the Sangha? Then we'll look at the two different paths people can take within this community. After that, we'll get into the secret sauce, the principle of harmony that ties everyone together. And finally, we'll see the big picture, the ultimate goal, building what's called a Buddha land.
Okay, let's jump right into it. First things first, what is the Sangha? So, at its core, the Sangha is described as the perfect brotherhood of believers. It's one of the three absolute pillars, or treasures, that a Buddhist takes refuge in. You've got the Buddha, the enlightened one, the Dharma, which are the teachings, and then you have the Sangha. This is the living, breathing community. It's the network of people who are all in it together, studying, practicing, and supporting each other along the way. And, this whole idea of being connected is really what it's all about. See, the Sangha isn't just a random group of people. The teachings are super clear on this. A true community can only exist if there's harmony. Harmony is the lifeblood of the whole thing. It's what makes everything work and allows the community to really thrive.
Okay, so if harmony is the goal, how does this community actually work day to day? Well, it's pretty interesting. Inside the Sangha, there are basically two key rules, two different paths that are totally designed to support each other.
You can almost think of it as a kind of spiritual division of labor. On one side, you have the renunciants. These are the monks and nuns who've left behind worldly stuff to dedicate their entire lives to mastering and teaching the Dharma. And then, on the other side, you've got the lay followers. These are folks living in the world with families and jobs. Their role is to support the renunciants and, just as importantly, to weave those teachings into their everyday lives. It's this really beautiful symbiotic relationship where each side needs the other.
So for the lay followers, the ones living out in the world, the teachings provide a really practical, ethical roadmap. And the foundation of that roadmap, the 5 precepts. And these aren't just thou shalt not rules. They're more like personal commitments. They're about cultivating a pure and mindful way of living, and basically trying to avoid actions that cause harm to yourself or anyone else.
And this guidance doesn't just stop with personal conduct. It goes way deeper, right into our relationships. The Buddha did something really clever here. He took the old tradition of bowing to the physical directions, east, west, north, south, and totally reimagined it. He said the real 6 directions we should honor are our core relationships. Each one, from your parents to your teachers to your friends, comes with its own set of duties, and they're all designed to create harmony and well-being in your life.
So all of this really brings us back to the core idea. What's the glue that holds these two very different paths, the renunciants and the lay followers, together? Well, it all comes down to one word: harmony.
In his final teachings, the Buddha used this amazing metaphor to explain this. He said that people in the community shouldn't be like oil and water, just kind of repelling each other but existing in the same container. No, the ideal is to be like milk and water, to completely mingle together, to become one unified, harmonious whole. That's the real goal of the Brotherhood.
Okay, so how do you actually achieve that kind of harmony? It sounds great, but how do you do it? Well, the teachings lay out these 6 key foundations. And it starts with what's going on inside us, sincerity in how we speak, how we act, and even in our spirit. But then it moves outward into how the community functions. Things like sharing property equally, everyone following the same core precepts, and making sure everyone holds the same right views. So what this tells us is that harmony isn't just some passive thing you hope for. Nope, it's something you have to actively build together.
So you might be asking, what's the point of all this hard work? Why focus so much on building a harmonious group? Well, it's not just about having a nice, peaceful little community for its own sake. The end goal is way, way bigger than that. It's about transforming the entire world.
To explain this, the teachings use this really powerful image. They ask you to imagine a desert country, just plunged into absolute darkness. People are just blindly stumbling around, bumping into each other, filled with fear and loneliness. Then, suddenly, the Buddha's teaching appears like a great torch, lighting up the entire landscape and showing everyone a path forward.
And you can see that transformation in this incredible contrast. On one hand, you've got what's called the devil's dominion, a world just run by greed, fighting, and hatred. But When the light of wisdom and the, let's call it the rain of compassion, arrive, that very same world can be transformed into a pure land, a place defined by faith, joy, and of course, harmony.
So how does this actually happen? What's the mechanism here? It's not some kind of magic trick. It all starts inside. The core idea is that our outer world is basically a mirror of our inner world. So, it follows that if a person's mind becomes pure, their surroundings, their world, will naturally become pure too.
But wait a second. How can one pure mind change the whole world? Well, this is where this beautiful candle analogy comes in. It explains it perfectly. Think about it. Thousands of candles can be lit from just one candle, right? And the life of that first candle isn't shortened at all. In the same way, happiness and wisdom never decrease by being shared. Every single person who becomes lit can then go on to light up countless others.
And this brings us right back to the crucial point. The Sangha, the community, is the engine that drives this global transformation. It's the place where the purity of an individual's mind connects with the harmony of the group. This brotherhood is what keeps turning the wheel, lighting one candle from the next, and spreading that compassion until the whole world goes from being a dark, scary desert to a luminous, pure land.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. If the teachings are right, and a single pure mind can truly change a person's immediate world, their home, their family, then just imagine the potential of an entire community, a whole Sangha, built from the ground up on harmony and a shared purpose. What could that change?